welcome to another recap of Survivor's Caramoan. I couldn't remember which one we were doing. Alright, so at the fans camp, Reynolds doesn't trust anyone. It's a mess right now. The whole camp is in uproar. So it's Shamar versus Reynolds and everyone else 2.0. Shamar's got kind of a temper. Kind of. I mean, he did do 2 tours in Iraq, and it seems like he's got some post-traumatic stress thing going on. Eddie and Reynolds, they want to play this up. They want to egg him on so that everybody's, like, disgusted with him so that they vote him off. And Sherry pulls Shamar aside and is like, you're going to have to play it cool because this is what they're trying to do. And Shamar goes into a funk, and he's like, is this really worth it? I don't want, you know, to play the game like this. It's not worth my happiness, $1 million, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It just seemed very calculated to me. I don't think he was being completely honest. So at the favorites camp, Philip is working out. Why would you need to work out on Survivor? For crying out loud, isn't the show a workout enough? You should be conserving your energy for the you know, the challenges. You don't need to be using your energy working out. So Malcolm and Corinne are bumming around the island looking for the idol, and they freaking find it in a tree. So they bury it. They don't tell anybody. And Andrea knows something's going on. It's girl's intuition. So she kind of hooks up with, not in a sexual way, Cochran. And they have a little alliance, sub-alliance going, and they both want to get rid of Corinne. And I think she tells Philip as well. So Shamar, everything's coming to a head. He's unhappy. He's really thinking about quitting. He doesn't want to be the angry black man. But Sherry, you fool, why did you have to talk him out of it? Because it's good for the show. No, she doesn't want him to leave and then them to lose the challenge and then be down by 2 people. So he was a loser for wanting to quit. Now he doesn't want to quit and he's a hero. Whatever. So it's time for the immunity challenge, but it's also the reward challenge. This week is comfort. They're going to get some pillows, chairs, tarp, blanket. That's a pretty good reward on this crappy island because it looks pretty rough out there. So it's a land-sea challenge. They have to go and retrieve a very hefty trunk out of an underwater cage and then drag it back to the shore and then drag it along a track that they made by pulling missing pieces into place with a rope and ring. So they were neck and neck-ish for most of the challenge. You know, some were leading by a little, others were leading by a little at times. And it came down to the last piece of track, Brandon versus Eddie. And Brandon pulled it out of his anus. And he won it for the favorites. So the fans are going to have to go to tribal council. So back at Fan Town, Shamar is pissed. He wears contact lenses and he didn't get the goggles in the underwater part. So he's blaming everyone else. Laura sucked at the challenge. She was a horrible swimmer. She was the last swimmer to get out to the cage for her team. So she's worried that she might go. So she comes up with a plan. Well, everybody on the non-couples alliance comes up with a plan to split the vote because they're still worried about Reynolds playing the idol. So they're going to vote 3 for Eddie and 3 for Hope. But wait, that means 3 for Shamar. So Shamar gets pretty worried about that. So he singles out Hope and tells her about the plan. Really, Shamar? This guy's thinking. Don't let him fool you. He's got every move calculated here. So he tells Hope, you vote for Eddie and that will save you. And it will also save Shamar. But he doesn't say that. So it gets back to everyone else on the non-couples alliance. And Laura's pretty disgusted. She goes and meets up with Reynolds and is like, I can get Julia to vote for Shamar and we can finally get rid of him. And Reynolds is like, oh, that's great. I don't know whether that was a phony baloney thing where they were trying to throw him off the scent or what, but we'll see. Tribal Council, it's time for probesting. Reynolds, was there fallout? Hell yeah. Shamara's got a temper, and I'm on his no talking list. And of course Shamara says everyone is lying, but then Shamara gets called out by Hope. She says that he told her about the plan, and he's like, no, I didn't. He's a horrible liar too. So Hope is worried that she's going. Eddie's also worried that he's going because he's on the no talking list. But Shamar says Eddie's only on the no talking list because he's friends with the person that he really doesn't like, which is Reynolds. So it's time for the vote, and no idol is played. And it ends up being a three-way tie between Eddie, Shamar, and Hope. So that means they have to do a revote. Eddie, Shamar, and Hope cannot vote, and the other people can only vote for those three. So Hope is voted off by at least 4 votes. I didn't see the end, how many she actually got, but Hope, bye. Next time, the fan tribe hits rock bottom. Not only because of they can't get along, but it's a freaking hurricane and a hurricane of rats. I would not want to be on Survivor just because of the creepy crawlies like the rats, the snakes, the bugs, the everything. The going to the bathroom in the woods, so I don't like it. But we'll check back in next week. Till then, much love.